Stardust racers at Universal's Epic Universe saw a fatality September 17th. With more information surfacing in the last few days about the death of Kevin Rodriguez Zavala, as well as a statement given by the attorney representing Kevin's family. I figured I would make this video and give you my opinion on what happened, as well as talk about when we could possibly see Stardust Racers open again. Yes, I do believe Stardust Racers will open. This is not the same situation that we had at Icon Park, although I've heard that brought up quite a few different times. Completely different scenario. That was a ride operator error, as well as not using the proper factory equipment that the ride manufacturer recommended. Those do not apply in this scenario, and I'm going to go over that a little bit. So there's a clip I have here of the attorney that's representing Kevin's family, and I'm going to play that for you, and I'm going to go over some of the things that he's saying. Whether I agree with them or not, it's kind of irrelevant, but I'm just going to give you my thoughts. And later on this video, I'm going to let you know when I could see Stardust Racers possibly opening again.
And in front was detached, hanging off of the seat. And that is very telling, because as Attorney Jackson just reminded you all, just because you say there are no malfunctions, that doesn't mean that there are not safety issues.
So what he's talking about there is this person that supposedly saw Kevin hanging over top of the restraint. Basically, this person was an eyewitness to this, as well as Kevin's girlfriend that was in the seat beside him. Now, I'm not discrediting whatever this person says, but if it's the same guy that said he saw a piece of metal laying in his lap, I don't know if I can really believe that. I also want to say that I am deeply sympathetic, and my condolences to this family. I'm so sorry for their loss. I really am. It's horrific, and I really don't know what the cause is, and I really do hope that they figure out the actual cause of death.
And that's what we have to identify. What were those safety issues that led to this tragic death of this young, vibrant son of Ana and Carlos? The other thing to note before you hear from Carlos and Ana is the fact that since Epic Universe opened in May, there have been three reports made. In May, as you all may have known, but I want to say it just to make certain, a 63-year-old man with pre-existing condition experienced dizziness and altered state of consciousness, and a 47-year-old woman with pre-existing condition had a visual disturbance and numbness after going on the Stardust Racer coaster on separate days. A 32-year-old man experienced chest pains after going on the Hiccup Wing Glider ride, according to the Florida Department of Agriculture and Community Services.
So what he's saying there is there were two separate incidents on this coaster. Both of these incidents were very minor, and they happen all the time. For anybody that knows anything about roller coasters and amusement parks, such as myself, I can tell you that dizziness on a roller coaster happens fairly often. So I don't take this very seriously, at least this part of what this gentleman's talking about, as well as him talking about Hiccup's wing gliders, because that's a totally separate roller coaster. So it really is irrelevant to what happened to Kevin on Stardust Racers. But I'll let you hear more of what he has to say.
The reason I bring those things to your attention is because Universal Studios, all of these things should be a wake-up call to say, we got to do even more than we already were doing to make sure that nobody is injured while they are enjoying our roller coasters. Nobody. Anybody who you invite in the public to ride those roller coasters should have a complete confidence that they're not going to die on your roller coaster. That is about trust between you and the community.
And I hate to say it, in this part, what this is going to do is, unfortunately, my opinion, of course, I believe that this is probably going to make Universal not allow for people in any kind of wheelchairs or scooters or anything to be able to ride this coaster, unfortunately. Now, maybe it might be for a year, and maybe they come out with some kind of over-the-shoulder restraint, which I really hope not, because it would take a lot away from this coaster. And I have full confidence that this is a very safe coaster. I don't know what happened in this situation, and I would love for them to get to the bottom of this and find out. But unfortunately, I don't think this is really going to do much but hurt people that are in wheelchairs from being able to ride this coaster. And I hate to say that, I really do. I have a handicapped son, so I know all about people with disabilities. I really do.
But he was right up in the front seats. Him and Javalis, his family, don't want to believe that Universal Studios is trying to suggest that it was his disabilities that caused him to die on their ride, because that would not only be an insult on top of injury, that would be an insult on top of death. And it would be an outrageous thing to suggest that his disability was what caused him to be killed on their ride. It would be an insult to disabled Americans, disabled human beings all over the world. So we don't want to believe that Universal is suggesting in any way that his disability caused his death. We want to be clear, unequivocally clear, that he had no medical emergency. He was just fine. There's been some suggestion that Anna and Carlos's son had died. His death was some way related to pre-existing injuries. Well, we know from the autopsy that the cause of death is multiple blunt force trauma. And multiple blunt force trauma is not a pre-existing injury. The multiple blunt force trauma came from him hitting against the metal on this ride. That is what killed Kevin.
Now, obviously, Mr. Crump is very good at what he does. He's a lawyer. He's won numerous cases all around the country. And when he says that Kevin was just fine, I don't know that that's the case or not, and I'm hoping further investigation can figure this out. But I have a really hard time believing that the metal on the sides of the seats, which are covered, by the way, from being able to slam into them with your shoulders because of the actual seat design, where it is kind of concaved, where your shoulders are actually behind the seat. They actually come out to about here. And you can see that in the pictures and in this video that I have here. You'll notice where the shoulders are at. Now, if this gentleman either got knocked unconscious, or I don't know really medically what could have happened, that maybe he passed out or something of that nature. I'm not going to make a bunch of different accusations, but a lot of different things can happen. I just find it really hard to believe that he was slamming his body into those. Now, maybe forward, that he was slamming his body in over the actual lap bar. It's possible, but when you're dealing with positive and negative G's, your body's going all over the place. And if you are unconscious, well, that would probably lead to you having multiple blunt force traumas. One thing that I will say that I did not really care for, and I felt that Mr. Crump should have acknowledged, but I know he's not going to because he's a lawyer and he's there to represent this family, but there was wonderful employees and off-duty police officers and all kinds of people that tried their very best to save Kevin's life. So I think there was a moment there where I just thought maybe he could have said something kind at least, because those people really, I'm sure they're traumatized by this, and it's worth mentioning. They kind of tried their very best to help save Kevin's life. So I have the utmost respect for these ride operators, the things that they have to deal with. And when he suggests that Universal is not putting safety as the top priority, rather money, I don't agree with that at all, because Universal is always going to put safety first. It is their top priority, and anybody that works there, and I know a few people that work for Universal, will tell you it's their number one priority. And I don't believe they're going to open this ride right away, but I think this thing will be down for at least a month. I'm sure this lawsuit will go on for years, but the ride will probably have some more stipulations as far as who's able to ride it and things like that. But I could honestly see it opening here very soon, because I'm not sure that this case is really going to go anywhere, but I do believe there will be some kind of settlement. I do want to mention my deepest condolences for this family. So sorry for your loss. It really is a tragedy, and you hate to see this kind of thing happen, especially at a theme park where everybody goes to have fun. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Hope everybody has a great day.